Hey guys, welcome back to channel Sturge here, and today I'm going to be showing you how I completely maxed my TH14. Throughout this video, I'll be showing my progress over the last 2 months as I farm my way up towards maxing out my main account. I structured this video into a set amount of days. Each day I'll be doing a 1-hour boost to see how much loot I can farm using a certain attack strategy and being in a certain league. By the end of the video, you'll know the best league and farming army to use to max out your base. So let's get started on the grind to fully maxing out my TH14. Starting off on day 1, it's December 9th, 2021, and the winter update has been released, allowing for TH14 players to max out an additional 125 walls to level 15. Before the update, I had all my walls maxed out, meaning I now have 125 walls left to upgrade up to max level. Alongside the walls, the update brought upgrades for all collectors and the workshop. Here is a look at everything I needed to upgrade before becoming fully maxed, which I start off by upgrading and finishing the workshop to max level to unlock the flame flinger. Then I started upgrading it to level 2 and using some resource potions to speed up the upgrade time. I then upgrade a couple gold mines to occupy the builders, and I also use a bunch of wall rings on 4 walls as I had some sitting inside the magic items. After doing those upgrades, it's now time to start the grind to max out the last 121 walls on the TH14 by doing 1-hour boosts. Like I said at the beginning of the video, each day I will be using 1 training potion to see how much loot different armies can get within an hour. I started off by using the mass sneaky goblin attack strategy inside of mid champion league, and I used this army from day 1 to day 7, which turned out to be pretty profitable. I calculated how much loot I farmed throughout each day of the first week, and I averaged 12.4 million gold and elixir during the first 7 days. I did use this army from mid champion league all the way down to low crystal league, and it seems even for TH14 that master league is still the best place to farm using sneaky goblins, since on day 5 I farmed 15 million of each for gold and elixir. Also, throughout these first 7 days, I maxed out the flame flinger to level 4 by using a book of fighting and also a rune of elixir. I also upgraded 2 elixir collectors, 6 gold mines, and 44 walls up to level 15. Moving on to day 8 to day 16, I switched over to probably my favorite army in the game at the moment, the Queen Charge Hybrid. I decided to use this army because I dropped so low in trophies using the Sneaky Goblin attack strategy that I'm now inside of Gold League. My goal for this army is to make my way back up to around mid champion league or even higher while gaining as much loot as possible. By the end of day 16, I reached Titan League 3, surpassing my objective of hitting mid champion league. Going back to the calculations, the average of these 8 days is 8 million gold and 7.8 million elixir farmed. Seeing how I use this army from low crystal league all the way up to Titan League, there are 2 good places to use this army. The first one is Master League once again, just because on day 10 I farmed 9 million of each for gold and elixir. And the other best place to farm is Champion League, because even though I got 1 million less of each, the star bonus and the loot bonus make up for that loss. Throughout day 8 to day 16, I had a bunch of progress through maxing out buildings like 5 elixir collectors, all 3 of the dark elixir drills, and the final gold mine, as well as 4 air bombs and 6 giant bombs. Similar to the first 7 days, I upgraded a total of 46 walls within the time span of these 8 days. Heading on to the start of day 17, there was a new event happening in the event tab for Super Dragons, which were released with the winter update. I haven't used the mass Super Dragon attack strategy before, so I decided to use it to get an extra 10 wall rings from this event. And it turns out this army is pretty fun to use. Yes, it is a little bit spammy, but it does get the job done by getting all the loot and even getting the 3 stars. Even though I only used this army for 2 days, it had some similar results to the hybrid army. Over these 2 days, the average farmed was 6.4 million gold and 5.7 million elixir. If I were to use this army more, I think a great place to use it would be inside a champion league, just because the bases are somewhat low leveled, but still a good challenge to use this army with. Nothing much happened from these 2 days in terms of upgrades. I only upgraded a total of 10 walls to max level and nothing else. From day 19 to day 21, for the final few days until hitting Legend League, I switched back over to the Queen Charge hybrid attack strategy since it's been working very well with getting a bunch of loot. Except Titan League 1 is terrible for loot since most people are still trying to max out their base just like me, which makes loot harder to find. I did a total of 4 boosts throughout these 3 days, and the average for these 4 boosts are 5.5 million gold and 5.6 million elixir farmed, which means I wouldn't recommend farming here unless you are trying to push back up to Legend League. For upgrades during these few days, I was able to finally max out all the bombs, meaning all I have left to upgrade now are the rest of the walls, which I upgraded a total of 9 walls during these 3 days. Speaking of Legend League, I hit it at the end of day 21, meaning I now only have 8 attacks to do per day, and there was also 5 days left in the season, so I want to see how high I can push in trophies while also seeing how much loot I can get inside Legend League. I decided to continue to use the hybrid army since I've gotten pretty good with it, and actually the first day in Legends was probably my best day of all time. I got a total of 286 trophies with 6 3 stars and a couple 70% 2 stars, which totaled out to 179 trophies gained on day 1. The second day was even better than the first one, but unfortunately I missed out on doing 2 of my attacks, meaning I only got 221 trophies from those 6 attacks, which is still pretty good. I did get 4 3 stars, an 89% 2 star, and a 99% 2 star. If only I got those other 2 attacks in, I could have gotten an extra 80 trophies. Heading on to the third day where I started to mess up a little bit, I got 3 1 stars, which is terrible for Legend League attacks because I only got 217 trophies, but luckily I was only attacked 5 times out of the 8, so I only lost 110 trophies for a gain of 107 for the third day. I did a little better on day 4, I got 264 trophies from my attacks and 213 on defense for a total of 51 gained. I am starting to get to the point where people are able to 3-star a lot more easily, making it harder to gain more trophies. And the final day of the season, this decides where I finished for the month of January. After completing my 8 daily attacks, I finished with 5,501 trophies, placing me at 82,453rd in the world and 863 in Canada. Going over the last 5 days, the average farmed was 3.7 million gold and 4.1 million elixir, which means Legend League is the worst place to farm at the TH14. The only good thing about it is you won't lose any loot on defense. But after those 5 days of attacking, I farmed enough loot to max out the rest of the walls except for one, which is actually perfect since I wanted to get the new scenery inside of the shop that gives you an extra 2.5 million of each. After purchasing the scenery, I selected the final wall and upgraded it to max level, meaning I am now a completely maxed Town Hall 14 on my main account. Here is a look at my farming base in its maxed form, and here is my art base that I used in Legend League with all the max walls for the name, which looks amazing. Throughout the past 2 months, I've been calculating all the loot I've been farming, and the total amount farmed for each resource is 214,776,000 gold and 214,120,000 elixir. And if you want to see how much loot I farmed each day or other statistics I collected over the last 2 months, I'll have a link to the spreadsheet in the description below. That is going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.